Okay, what the fuck happened? The stream was not live, I'm not sure if I even streamed anything. Which is very sad because I was showing some interesting things. Hello, Hemu, how are you doing? And thank you for the resub once again. Do you happen to be able to tell me if I was streaming already or not? Because apparently I wasn't streaming for a bit, but I don't know if nothing recorded or if it was like just for 1 minute. Anyway, as I was saying, yesterday I was using those that I did not even enhance. Like I power leveled the Scar Age. And then I forgot to dummy link and booster stats, which is quite important, as you might remember. Other than that, I think I'm ready. Did I max slow me? Not yet. I'll just do this. And as I was explaining, the quick trading tickets used to be a very rare resource. You had to save it like just for power boosting things before ranking or something like that, emergency stuff. Now I have 200, you can kind of just throw them around. God, what's wrong with my connection? It's only supposed to be a problem in Master Duel. But where will the client is connected? How is your day going, by the way? Okay, so research, Swami. Max, complete, okay. And that should be all. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything, I will go here. And yep, doesn't seem like any doll I'm using is missing enhancement. So let's resume the mission I was doing. And I couldn't do it yesterday for the dumbest reason. I did not realize you could go from the point where this Penny Droid is to the next one. I didn't realize you could do that. Okay, I will start with the Scar team. Get maybe Destroyer in there for support. Then deploy Alchemist, because she's broken. Can go in there. Alright, those guys are going to do a ton of AoE. They can hit the other Scar. Okay, I think this is going much better than yesterday. I guess because my Scar is actually linked and enhanced and being useful. Alchemist, where you at? Right here. He's now live. Did the connection drop again? Why is Stream Elements telling me I'm live again? Okay, this one is a bit annoying, because that one on the top is trying to get to my back. Oh my god, she's actually taking so much damage. Can I do that better? Guess I just kite around. Now she gets the skill, she'll give her a ton of shield. Guy does so much damage, the big one. That is a lot worse, Jesus Christ. Maybe I just have to kite the big one. Hit him while I have the shield. Oh no, go back. Keeps regenerating shield, that's so annoying. Okay, he's down. And my alchemist is still very much dead. That's not good at all. Didn't take this much damage yesterday, what happened? Is it just different enemies on the sides? Who knows? So, last turn, deploy dummy. I guess now I go into the terminals with both. Can Destroyer reach everything from here? Nope. Okay, she can definitely do it from here. She doesn't even give that much health, but judging by how much damage Alchemist took, it's better to be safe than sorry. Is it normal for the Assault Rifle Scar to do more damage, or is it just because of the specific enemies I'm fighting? I would like to know. Okay, this one doesn't have the same enemies from the other. That doesn't really matter because this is Sangvis. Like Alchemist doesn't even have dummies to lose. And potentially I don't need to fight anymore on this map, need to take a better look. So I'm avoiding these ones. I'd imagine I just capture the radars and that ends the map. I don't have the action points to do that on this turn. So I guess I do this, deploy another dummy if possible. I'll just do this one, end turn. What really confuses me about the current client, or I don't know, maybe it's just a mechanic from the maps, but sometimes the nodes my T-Dolls are sitting at the end of the turn look different, look like they are broken or whatever that is supposed to mean. Okay, next turn I should be able to do something like this. And I do need another one to move in there as well. What's the fastest way to do that? Probably from the helipads that Destroyer is in. I don't feel like counting. So in that case I can just deploy another one. God bless. God bless being able to do this. I'm sure this is way overkill and unnecessary. Alright, 8 action points. Maybe I don't even need to move two doves in there. I can like just capture one and on the next turn do the other. Yeah, probably not, because these ones will come over. I might even have to park my T-Dove all the way down there. So yeah, I'm getting nothing from deploying these many doves. Actually, I could have done it this turn with this setup. If one way I didn't move this one down. No. Okay, I guess we are taking 2 more turns than it was needed. What? Okay, never mind. I got scared for a moment. Thought the Conidroid was coming for me, but that's just his petting. Now this one goes back in there. End turn. They will make way again. And that should be it. Yippee, time to go back into hitting the war. Oh, I still have to wait for it to blow up. Never mind. Alright, we got Q story and Shaw. I think I'm gonna go for Shaw. I'm very interested in her how in the story. Samantha Shaw, 2009 to 2062. Formerly known as Yekaterina Vasilievna Petrovskaya. Petrovskaya graduated from St. Petersburg State University of Civil Aviation in 2028. In the same year, she was selected to join the Air Force and performed flight missions as part of the squadron codenamed Golden Jackal. In 2030, the squadron took part in an emergency rescue operation in the Far East. 2032, Petrovskaya and co. were received by a triple digits organization, I suppose, and awarded medals. Decrypting attachment 52. Golden Jackal 1 to Commander. Golden Jackal 1 to Commander. Command copies. Search and rescue in Area C-23 complete. Golden Jackal has received 12 injured personnel, all with minor injuries, none with serious injuries. Requesting permission to return. Report. Command, say again. After another burst of static, the voice resumes. Severe interference. No personnel with serious injuries. Confirmed. No serious injuries. Confirmed. Copy that. Command can't reach Coyote. Can you contact them? Coyote has moved to Area C-24 for search and rescue. Golden Jackal requesting permission to return with injured to support Coyote ASAP. Golden Jackal, you are clear to return. Depart from current position. Maintain flight interval. Departing from current position. Maintain. An explosion erupts in the distance like a thunderclap, and communications are cut off. I hope you're ready for some peak writing. I should be more ready than I am. I skipped some of the past few events. I skipped everything since Fixed Point. So I know some details like Alpaca becoming Angie, but I'm missing a lot of important stuff. Like, I don't know the Scar Sisters How in the story, I don't know AR-18. Maybe I should be reading that before this. Maybe. And welcome to the stream, Dark Caves. Audio file playback ends. Crafting attachment 53. No sign of rescue target. No sign of rescue target. Continue the search. We'll proceed to REC 25. So many different voices, Jesus, and I'm not a good voice actor. They haven't needed you to read Slowshock, Eclipses, and Sarus. Yeah, I probably should read it. But now I don't really want to stop. I'm enjoying it. I'll definitely read it when I'm done with this event, that is for sure. Riev eyes only work properly if he drinks enough vodka. This bottle of vodka is my dad's birthday gift for me. You lot and those 4 bastards from Golden Jackal better keep your dirty paws off. If we make it back to Moscow alive this time, save half the bottle for me. Just go, you can read them after you finish this one. I absolutely will. I really like the writing on GF1. Hey, have some faith. If we're lucky, we might not even live past tomorrow. So why don't we just split the bottle right now? I mean, a lot of people that read the story must love this because it's so big every event and you have like 1 month to read it. It's time limited. It won't come back in a huge wave. We should be getting fixed point permanent soon. Nice, nice. Well, hopefully there are people on YouTube that recorded the story so I could just check it in there. Shut up. I'm getting you what back alive? Do you know any good channel for that, or is it easy to find by just searching on YouTube? Comms channel falls silent. Only the background noise of the helicopters in flight can be heard. Village spotted at 3 o'clock. I see people. And I'm already doing all the voices wrong. Coyote 1 to command. More rescue targets have been found. No response from the comms channel. What the hell is that? An explosion can be heard in the distance like a thunderclap through the channel. Even the calm voice doesn't sound so calm anymore. Coyote 1 to command. A green fireball just fell from the sky northeast to our squadron, landing over 10 clicks away. Is it related to the Yunnan explosion in the Southern Sea area? Requesting more information. Oh, thank you very much. I will keep the link. Copy that, save it onto Notepad. I might actually read into it when I'm not streaming. Maybe I will catch up to it faster than I think. 12 hours of pure fun. It really is a book, pretty much. I mean, I know that some very popular big books, like Fellowship of the Rings, are smaller than some of the events in Girls Frontline. Warning. System radiation levels rising rapidly. Please evacuate to a safe area. Series of alarm klaxons start blaring in unison. A switch seems to have been flipped, and all the alarm klaxons is... Should we withdraw? We've lost contact with command. According to regulations, we are allowed to withdraw under these circumstances. But you won't. Look, those people in the valley are cheering so happily. We've got to rescue them. Maybe he just wants some vodka. The comms channel falls silent again. For some reason, nobody knows what to say. Wolf to Coyote! Wolf to Coyote! A youthful voice calls out through the comms channel, but nobody from Squadron Coyote responds. Golden Jackal to Coyote. Golden Jackal to Coyote. This time it's Yekaterina shouting in the comms channel. Coyote, respond. Then comes the violent and unmistakable sounds of collision, explosion, and the rock slide. It's all over. It's so over. There's also the fact that M4 is now gone. I don't really know the details of that, but I am a M41 enjoyer, so I definitely need to know what is going on with her. Crafting attachment 54. I hear you guys got a taste of radiation overexposure during the rescue mission. How are you feeling now? She looks very nice on this outfit. She's even smiling. It's a celebration. I shouldn't be drinking water. You are absolutely right. It's not a celebration without vodka, is it? As the start of this celebration, is there anything you want in particular? If it's possible, I'd like to study at the Zhukovsky Air Force Engineering Academy. Oh, such ambition. You're as ambitious as a man. I hope. Someday people will say this about students of the Zhukovsky Academy. Such ambition. You're as ambitious as Yekaterina Vasilievna. What does Knope mean? I'm going to Google translate that. Nope. Oh, interesting. So, Knope apparently means Knope. Thank you, Google. In Dutch, it means kid. Alright, back to the game. Temporary Produce Base. K-15 pulls her knife out of a Naito corpse and takes a look around. She seems to have eliminated all enemies in sight. The Ravaged Slum is utterly silent after the recent massacre. Yet, AK-15 remains on her guard as she scans her surroundings with her knife held at the ready. Since the moment she broke down the door and wiped out all the enemies in her way, she has not encountered a single high-level Naito. She shits her knife and raises her gun instead as she heads deeper. She cannot tell if there is an ambush in the silent base. Unlike Paradieu's other specially constructed bases with their recognizable architecture, this is simply a makeshift one converted from an existing building. AK-15 kicks the door open and storms into the room. She warily sweeps the interior from side to side with the muzzle of her gun. This is the final room, but it's also empty. Safe. Okay, I thought this was her voice for some reason. Save for all the mangled human corpses littered across the floor. Oh, reading this event, I thought how 94 and 15 would look like in GF2, since they were teased already. That is what I've heard, that they were teased very early, as well as AR-15. But AK-12 probably gone. And we don't know about the rest of the anti-rain team. I heard that AR-15 was shown being just classic AR-15 exploding herself. AK-15 lowers her gun and bends down to study the corpses. We haven't been dead for longer than a hour. Produce unleashed the bloodbath within their own base? Why? The AK-15 bro goes in thought. An ear-splitting siren suddenly goes off from beyond the door. AK-15, not AR-15. I've heard that AR-15 was showed as well. But I didn't really see it myself, or I saw an animation that might be it. She was exploding after all. But I don't know if it was official. But these were like supposedly super early teasers. So it's kind of sad we haven't seen anything else come out of it. But I guess they're releasing like one Tidal a month, something like that, so it's going to take a while. She appeared in a trailer, but I think it's early. I see, I see. There are so many dolls that I want to see in GF2. Way too many. Since 45 got a remodel, VSK now as well. Wait, VSK is in GF2? She promptly moves out of sight while making sure she can still keep tabs on the situation outside. Listen up. Whoever's there, the police has the place surrounded. Lay down your arms and don't put any pointless struggle. The K-15 immediately realizes how this would look. She was teased in a trailer, now it got a remodel via Vic Dezu. Oh, I would like to see that. In an abandoned base filled with heaps of night and human corpses is a lone Tidal. Outside the window, the police siren is still flashing. An officer has turned on his bodycam and is saying something into his headset. AK-15 listens intently. With a eyes at the scene. Yes, the grey building. Nobody answered the dove. No sight of any doves. Are you certain this was a dove attack? What the hell is going on? Sir, the scan hasn't picked up any biosigns. No, wait! Unknown dove sign detected. Still off of the exits. Also teased along with N, AK-15, UMP-45, K2, and T-97. Okay, K2 is also another one I didn't know was there. But I'm very happy to see any enemy though. Like, we got Suomi, K2 apparently, RFB and Desert Eagle also very good. The police officers and doves outdraw their weapons as they quickly encircle the buildings on all sides. The police doves approach with their blast shields. Just missing RFB and Desert Eagle? I'd expect RFB at the very least to come, because she was pretty popular. And like, I don't think we have another girl taking her role of being the gamer girl. And then Desert Eagle is kind of a different case where the gun is super popular, but the T-Dove might not be as popular as the other doves from her. From the artist. I do like her a lot. Then comes the sound of them breaking through the door. Do not expose your identity in Frankfurt. So AK-12 has warned her gravely. Might not be, but she has 4 to 5 skins. Yeah, I guess Mika just likes enemy very much, which is understandable. I should check her skins after this chapter. I have one, but I would like to see the others. Using her Eye of the Snow Wolf, AK-15 zeroes in on a weak point in the blockade and makes a hasty escape under the cover of darkness. Moscow TV. Latest news from Moscow TV. The primary cause of the railway accident concerning that is a lot of letters and numbers, train future is still currently unclear. The government has urged the German operating company to conduct a third-party investigation and provide an explanation to the families of the deceased passengers as soon as possible. And like, back to the topic of enemy T-Dolls, I think they have a ton of life to this as well, like Suomi, RFB, and K2. At least Suomi and RFB have at least 2 life to this each, I think. Officials have visited the hospitals to express their concern and condolences. Here is an interview with some of the affected family relatives. They were going on a vacation to Berlin. They originally planned to go by plane. It was their sales staff who stopped my children's father at the airport entrance and gave him a flyer. Now not only my husband, but even my children are missing. I just want to see the bodies. Why is that so difficult? Wait, is it regarding the events of longitudinal strain? I believe it happens on the train. Not completely sure about the setting or like the theme. But I think that might be the case. At least in the trailer I remember a train being there. The tickets were supposed to include insurance, but now they're making new excuses every day. The passengers disappeared in Germany, but they're telling me the incident did not occur in Germany. There is a error in there. You can see that there is telling me the incident. Good job, Mika. They're asking me to provide proof. How am I supposed to? Is the government not going to help at all? Okay, I guess now we go back to Q. The interview footage disappears from the screen as it is turned off. Two haggard-looking men are seated across each other. Can we come up with a solution within the day? We've already missed the deadline of the golden 48 hours in PR crisis management. I don't blame you. Even I only found out about the disaster from the news. By the time we got word of what happened and gathered enough information, time had already run out. So tell me, what else can we do? Not issuing a statement is out of the question. This is an international incident. An apology is necessary, but the question is who's going to take the fall. I'm afraid that's not up to our company to decide. I know, but the brass still hasn't made their stance known. No matter how you cut it, we are definitely to blame. But we have to keep business coming, and the road has to continue running. How this incident is handled will directly affect our bid next year. My suggestion is to mourn the victims and then tactfully distance ourselves from the incident. After all, the very perpetrators were all Soviets. We pledge to conduct more rigorous identity checks on passengers in the future, and we urge the Neo-Soviet Union to implement a more accurate identity verification system to ensure the safety of everyone's life and property. The draft of the compensation will probably look something like this. A sheet of paper is slid across the table to the manager. We deeply apologize for the explosion that occurred on Train Future in the early hours of October 20th. Our company will do its utmost to redress the situation and issue compensation. Passengers who departed on their own during the rescue and evacuation process may contact us at any time if they feel unwell afterwards, and we will bear the corresponding treatment costs. Once again, we offer our most sincere apologies. No. If they ever develop any chronic illness in the future, they can just blame it on breathing the air in the contamination zone. That's too risky for us. Then what if we don't mention anything about issuing compensation and just declare that our jurisdiction does not cover routes which operate beyond our borders? We can re-emphasize that there were no problems with the train safety inspection reports within our territory. That won't do either. It makes us look weak and incompetent. Not to mention, it affects our international routes. In that case, should we invoke force majeure? Financial loss is inevitable. But are you so desperate to lose your own head? Then what am I supposed to write? You tell me. Calm down, let me think. Do we have any subsidiaries that involve Soviet companies? Yes, there's a company that manufactures the glass used in train carriages, and one that makes steering wheels. Then blame it on the glass. Say we discovered a problem with the quality of the glass while investigating the cause of the incident. In order to prevent such problems, we will re-evaluate our QA standards and offer our deepest apologies. Then throw out some vague compensation criteria. Right. The PR director rubs his eyes, which are ringed with dark circles, and starts typing away on his keyboard again. The most important point is that the future train is absolutely safe, and both governments have done their best. Nobody wanted this to happen, but it's the Soviet company who dropped the ball. Our only fault was that our QA standards were too lax, you understand? Got it. Take a look at this version. The door is suddenly flung open, and several men in black come charging in. All drop what you're doing right now and put your hands behind your head. Who are you? The leader produces his identification. Please, take everyone in the company away and log out their data. Set up the machines to copy their dull memories. What's going on? There must be some mistake. Our boss is a valued member of the Socialist Unity Party. Sirs, please cooperate. Put your hands behind your head and move toward the door slowly. The black-clad men filing into the office soon have the situation completely under control. The those that follow them impromptu start packing up and scanning out the documents in the office. They also haul away a stack of information on the train's passenger, as well as the CCTV monitors. One of the black-clad men walks up to the desk where the manager and the PR director were hacking their brains just a minute ago. It's covered in stacks of information concerning the train. He picks up the passenger manifest sitting on top of a pile. Seat F0802. Male, age 32. First class, partial remain found. I have no idea if I'm supposed to know who this is. Another seat, male, age 21, second class, survival confirmed. Another seat, female, age 19, second class, partial remains found. That is a very interesting way of saying she's dead. Hey, it's J and K time. The aroma of instant coffee tantalizes J's senses, and the look on K's face is as innocuous as ever. K? K looks so good in glasses. I have a problem. It's not actually my problem. I have a friend who recently been having some trouble. Oh, tell me about it. So, this friend of mine has recently landed his dream job, but his mentor, I mean his superior... What about his superior? His superior is very nice to him. Should have lunch with my friend at the cafeteria, showing him where the conference room is, and even organize his invoices for him. Then what's the problem? The problem is she's too nice. What do you mean too nice? His superior is widely known to be a cold and ruthless woman among his colleagues. But isn't it a bit odd that she's so nice and gentle to a fresh grad like him? She even treats him to a meal every single month. So... My friend is worried because he doesn't want to get into an office romance, but at the same time he doesn't want to ruin his relationship with his superior. I get it. You understand what I mean, Herkei? You suspect Q has a crush on you. Please keep it down, Herkei. I don't wish to tarnish Q reputation. I just want to resolve this peacefully. I liked SP9 better as a... Like, I ship SP9 and J. But sure, if the game wants to spice it up. It would indeed tarnish her reputation if word got out. Q is just a lovely person. I don't want to hurt her. So you want to tactfully reject her without hurting her feelings? Yeah. That's simple, we're agents whose lives are always on the line, so whatever we have to do, we make it quick. Which is why I suggest you to just talk to her and clean the air. Won't that be too direct? Not at all. Q is a strong woman. I'm sure she can take your rejection in stride and maintain her relationship with you. But only if you're honest with her about what you think. Starting from the moment you realize she had feelings for you. You have a point, RK. Q will be here for a meeting in 15 minutes. She always arrives early, so take this opportunity to talk it out. Right. Thank you, RK. Don't mention it. I'm going in then. No, don't go in there. Don't go in there. I'm not doing that, even though it's pretty funny. Jay's eyes snap open as he drifts away from his nightmare. Everyone in the conference room stares at him. Oh, so it was just a nightmare. I see. Stasi headquarters, Frankfurt. Agent J, it's disrespectful enough to fall asleep while others are toiling away. You even have the nerve to talk in your sleep? Why didn't she wake him up? Jay looks wearily at Amaris, Sterling and Bridget, who are organizing files and documents in the office. Then darts a glance at Q, who is nonchalantly sipping her coffee off to the side. Seeing the cause of his nightmare, Jay can only try to shrug it off. He flips through the pages of something on his desk absent-mindedly. Future's dining carriage business authorization plan. Didn't know selling lunchboxes on intercontinental trains is so profitable. But what does this have to do with Paradius? Sorry, that's for me to read. Please look through this one. The document is snatched out of his hand and replaced with another one. It's a copy of the statements given by employees of the company, signed by the head of operations, train attendant, barkeeper, etc. Jay flips through the document quickly. According to both the barkeeper and the attendant, black market transactions are carried out on the train from time to time, but neither of them are aware of the specifics. They only know that the proprietor of the black market is generous with the profit shares. No wonder they've been able to stay under the radar for so long. The black market trade on board was disrupted because of the robbery perpetrated by the Vori. I'm kinda skeptical. It's all too much of a coincidence. If you know anything about how things work in the new Soviet Union, you'll arrive at the opposite conclusion. To the Vori v Zakon, fighting is second nature. Is this all the information we have on the black market trade? The preliminary investigation report mentions that all black market transaction data is stored in a certain Dove neurocloud. But the Doves involved in this particular transaction were all taken in by the commander of Griffin. Has the commander supplied any information about them? Yes, but it's just vague and general information you get in regular Dove profiles. Maggie Ponzi, bartender. Catherine Ponzi, real estate agent. Irma Hum, freelance writer. You get the idea. Why did they even bother? Sterling makes photocopies of another document and distributes them to everyone present. What's this? Their transaction ledger and how they split their profits? Holy crap, even the train attendant got 30 ounces of Sardis gold from this? Here's the black market sales catalog. The volume of Faust is priced at 200,000 Sardis gold? Isn't that a massive ripoff? You know hopefully little about money laundering in the art world. I see. What about this? Human Intelligence Research, 17th edition. Why is this worth so much? Probably another way of laundering money. Jay skims through the catalogs and tosses it aside. Amaris picks it up with a dazed look on her face. This book. Q, who hasn't said a word so far, suddenly puts down her coffee and stands up. Keep the catalog and take the rest of the stuff to Department 12 for intel analysis. Jay and Amaris stay. Everyone else, out. Yes, ma'am. We'll make the delivery right away. After the two doves leave and close the door behind them, Q sits down across Jay and Amaris. Amaris, finish your sentence. If my memory serves me right, in Project NGAD, this document was among the reference materials for the inception of Daybreak. However, I don't know its content. I believe it was the 16th edition back then. Thank you, Amaris. You can sign off for the day. Yes, ma'am. Amaris leaves the conference room. Now you see why we're handling the missions for the new Soviet Union and why we have to let this dove enter the Stasi. Daybreak and Capita. Shaw and Hume. The kind of tech that the commander is dealing with. It's all connected somehow. But what's that got to do with us? As your mentor, let me teach you something. Hugh puts aside the stacks of paper on the desk between them. Okay, I need to drink a little bit of chalky milk before I read that. In 1892, inspired by a dust explosion in a flour mill, a German engineer Karl Diesel conceived the idea of compressing air in a cylinder to increase its temperature beyond the fuel auto-ignition temperature, then injecting fuel into the cylinder under high pressure to ignite the air. 1897, he successfully developed the compression ignition engine, which opened up a new path for the development of internal combustion engines. That is something I did not expect to learn in this game. Okay, internal combustion engines. You're gonna start from the history of train engines? The creation of the compression ignition engine aroused great interest in the global mechanical industry. The engine was later named the diesel engine after its inventor. Even the fuel now is called diesel. Diesel engines were first used in stationary generators in 1898. They became the power sources for American ships in 1903 and were installed on warships in 1904. Then in 1913, the first diesel-powered internal combustion locomotive was built. The First World War broke out, which is also a war of internal combustion engines. What has the tech got to do with us, you ask? There you have it. When Diesel refined the internal combustion engine in 1897, he never dreamed that his invention would be used for war rather than a simple train engines. It hasn't even been 2 decades since World War III ended. What do you think World War IV is going to look like? You mean it won't be a war of doves? Sometimes I seriously want to tell the brass that they should just lock up all the scientists. Just kidding. Not funny at all. Why are you saying all this? I don't think we're friendly enough for idle chit-chat. Damn, Jay's being cold. I'm reminding you to keep the commander at arm's length. We take different stands on certain issues. As a mentor, I'm just giving my student one last piece of advice. Why the concern for me? These are dangerous times. I don't want your personal actions to get escalated to the higher-ups. That's how internal affairs lost their influence. And how Homie rose to power? Seeing the disdain on Jay's face, Q simply smiles. And that's why you still have a job. Also, middle-aged former internal affair official is now unemployed and living off social benefits at home. Moscow TV, breaking news. A fire broke out of a hospital in Kovrino, in northern Moscow. Local firefighters were dispatched immediately. The fire allegedly originated in the underground morgue of the hospital, and many bodies stored in the morgue have been damaged. When inspecting the scene, hospital officials and the police discovered the remains of Dr. Samantha Shaw, who had been missing for a long time. Police investigations are now underway. Okay, if this is going on the news right now, I guess we finally have confirmation she's dead and not just missing. A fire broke out in the hospital in northern Moscow, causing damage to many bodies stored in the morgue. The remains of Dr. Samantha Shaw, who had long been missing, were discovered at the scene. Dr. Samantha Shaw was a renowned dove scientist in the neo-Soviet Union, who held the patents for many cutting-edge technologies and had made great contributions to the development of doves. Moscow police are investigating the incident, and this station will be following the story closely. We're really getting a little bit of each perspective on this story chapter. So I guess it might end on AK-15 setting up the path for another mission, like actual gameplay. The news program keeps playing in the otherwise quiet luxury hotel room. Persica turns off the television. Persica! Yippee! The remote control slides out of her limp hand. No way. This can't be true. Can that woman even die? She's a Cossack and a Slav. The woman who plays bowling with Koreans. How could she have died secretly in a hospital on the outskirts of Moscow? Calm down, I've made you coffee. Persica accepts the coffee with trembling hands and downs it in one gulp. It's a lie. It's got to be a lie. The real Shaw must still be locked up somewhere. What if the police believe they've really found her and call off the search? Hellion, we've got to write to their search unit right now. They must not be fooled. Why does it feeling Persica being so emotional about this makes me also a bit emotional, Jesus. Persica boots up her computer and starts typing rapidly on the keyboard. Hellion grips her hands. You'd better sit down. Take it easy. I'm afraid it's true, Persica. The police has matched the body DNA with Shaw's. There's no mistake. It's her. Mr. Kruger? I wish I could reassure you and tell you it's all a lie. But that is written in stone, and the living can only come to terms with it and move on. Persica drifts back to her workstation and runs off a search on her computer in silence. Hellion puts down a new cup of coffee next to her. Persica, are you alright? I'm just looking through my communication logs with Shaw. Oh no. Rows upon rows of log entries appear on the screen. Persica sorts them into different categories based off their timestamps and subjects. She drags the page back to the top and starts scrolling through them slowly. The sense of self-importance they had for being accepted to the Zhukovsky Air Force Engineering Academy together, their euphoria over a breakthrough while testing the first-gen autonomous doves, the torment of encountering a bottleneck in the research project she was leading. Like opening a dusty photo album. How these long-buried memories come alive again? Her gaze lingers on the message she sent Shaw asking for her help when she ran into an insurmountable problem during M4A1 creation process. Despite her vehement opposition to modeling a neural cloud on human brain slices, Shaw still generously offered her help when she asked for it. Persica's hand suddenly freezes. Hang on. What is it? Persica pulls up the record of the brain slices used in developing M41, as well as the data she has on Sanguis Ferri and Nitus. The frameworks share a similarity. Wait, did she never know? How? It's the same. What have you found? Someone already knew the outcome before I even created M41. My creating the anti-rain team might have been part of a conspiracy to begin with. Persica's eye darkened. If this is our massive conspiracy, then she might actually be dead. My condolences. I did sometimes wonder how that scary Slavic woman would go out. Persica picks up her cup of coffee again and gulps down half of it. Back at Zukovsky, everyone else treated me like a little girl. But not her. Were you very good friends? Not at all. She treated me like a crackpot. I never cared who came second after me in the class. She made quite a impression on me. Why? Academic achievements meant nothing to her. As a scientist, she never really yearned for the unknown. She was more like an artisan. But all was no different than an axe in her eyes, I think. But her one true love had always been planes. Persica points at the photograph of Shaw standing in front of an aircraft on the screen. She still had a jaunty smile on her face back then. I'd always thought she joined the Air Force and died in some plane crash. That seemed more like her style. Something like flying a plane deep beyond enemy lines all by herself, shooting down 5 enemy planes, then crashing herself into a cliff to avoid being taken prisoner. This is just as emotional as it is funny. But she ended up turning into a mystery. Who would have thought? Persica, I have a feeling. Shaw's death will become a catalyst. A spark that ignites that precarious powder keg. Huh? That Slavic woman would never be involved in such nasty convoluted business. There's no shortage of opportunists in this world who would use any excuse as a pretext to push their own agenda. That would be an insult to her. She was one of the few genuinely upfront and guileless people left in the world. Aggravating for sure, but not detestable. Like Angie? Yeah, like Angie. Oh, I guess we just get a new story chapter. Okay. Desert Eagle skins, let's see. Handgun, 5-star. Oh, I'm only missing one, and this one is super good. I like it a lot. Oh my god, I need it. Also, why is it only showing one in there? Pretty sure I have more. Hello? Filter by, sort by ID. I only have one at level 100. Okay, I thought I did more. Guess not. She has 2 on Yen, but 3 on Cien. I see, I see. Rewards! Yippee! Okay, let's dive back into the story. The fox was ever the hunter. Oh yeah, I can now purchase the skin for 9A. I don't remember this animation. I guess it's new. Why do you insist on imitating some famous detective by jumping onto a horse carriage? What a pain. I've prepared the backseat for you. You're not allowed to make risky moves like in the future? Yippee! I don't think I have a skin for her, so that's nice. Very pretty. Assault rifles, 4-star. Yeah, okay, I have this one, I suppose. It's cute, but it's not really my style, let's say that. Still have to gift it. Very nice that you can do it from this screen now. So, is this kind of a detective skin? I like the bow in her hair. Looks very nice on her. Oh, and she has, like, below her bag, there's the cat thing. Reference to her other skin. No, I don't want to do this. Can I see the damage dart? Somehow? How do I do that? Okay, I know how to do that. Pick any right here and how do I make you smaller? Is that not possible? Yeah, I don't know how to use this emulator anymore. Very cool skin though. What else should I be hyped for next in the shop? Grotto unique equipment, nice. Also, I really like the icons for Shaw and her sister. And I guess this one looks very good. But other than that, nothing really for gameplay. Stasi headquarters, Frankfurt, Homie's office. In the small hours of the morning, the interior of the building is pitch black, with only a scant few incandescent lights still on in rooms where people are still hard at work. Under one such light, a fatigued Homie pours herself a nice coffee. Finn, let's call it today. Go home now. I'll need you to come in early tomorrow morning. Alright, should I get a midnight supper delivered to you? Yes, please make that too, and send Q in for me. It's already 3:45, is that how I'm supposed to read that? Is Agent Q still here? If she isn't, she can kiss her monthly bonus goodbye. I would not like to have her as the boss. And she's definitely still here. After collecting all the trash in the office, the assistant quickly makes himself scarce. A short while later, there is a knock on the door. Engrossed in her stacks of paperwork and her computer, Homie does not raise her head. Come in. Q entered the office with a pile of files in her arms. Homie finally looks up, allowing herself a brief respite from her work. Here's everything we have on Avernus and the future. To give a brief summary, the Grand Duke was the Neo-Soviet Union's way of expressing their displeasure with Avernus, as well as a warning to the military. But folks in the military don't seem to give a damn. They were even part of the smuggling ring. Also, after some investigation, it's pretty clear that there are many snitches in the Stasi reporting to another boss. Homie ponders this information. She pulls out a pack of cigarettes from her pocket. Is she going to smoke in her office? The general was supposed to be a cornerstone for keeping the military and the party in check. But now that the cornerstone is unstable, some people are getting antsy, and sooner or later they will drag the country into the quagmire. Most of them are still sitting on the fence, I suppose. The world won't get destroyed because of a villain. It will be those wavering fence-sitters doing. If the devil's power grows stronger, they will all happily support him and become Satan's accomplices. But the moment Christ walks in the heart again, they will all put on their pious faces as if they've been praying like true believers all along. Oh? Then isn't this your chance? Homicides. Sometimes I feel like a beast in the Colosseum, always forced to play the fierce and ferocious Hov. The steps are very steep and narrow. If you don't keep climbing, you will fall and break all your bones. And the ones climbing in your wake will also meet their end. Even if you want to catch a break, the ones below won't allow it. Yeah. I wish I could make a good voice for her. She's a very cool character. The general failed to understand this, and that's why he literally gave certain things away on a silver platter. He has no idea how much terror his leniency and indecisiveness have caused us. So, are you ready? Homie lights a cigarette and takes a long hard drag. Smoke coils out from the corner of her lips. No! She's going to ruin the computers and other electronics on her office. She's going to stain the walls. I do not recommend smoking inside. I understand that it's freezing in the winter, but please no. Of course, I will not allow myself to fail. She glances up at Q and taps her at her own heart with her right index finger. At the very least, we must take complete control of the White Zone. You did very well dealing with the Neo-Soviet Union. Our hands are wiped, Quinn. You don't have to worry about that at all. The matter which Samantha Shaw is slowly going in the direction we predicted. I've already prepared her file. I want all the guards in the White Zone to be our people by the end of the year. Can you manage that? Huh? The biggest problem is my overtime pay. I've worked way too many extra hours this week, boss. Once things quiet down, I will give you a holiday. It's been years, boss. I've been hearing this promise since my time in Moscow. That just goes to show how long you've been working for the Stasi and how experienced you are. It will be your turn for a promotion next. God, I freaking love this job, even if the only good thing about it is the pay. Regular staff entrance, White Zone, Frankfurt. After passing multiple security checks, Brigitte finally arrives at the access gate. The sheer amount of bureaucracy and the variety of procedures she has to go through is getting irritating even for a doll like her. However, there is still one final checkpoint, and the soldier of the Frankfurt region is now obstructing her way. State your identity and business. Hello, I'm a special agent from the Ministry for State Security, codename Brigitte. I have permission from my department to come and upload some data to our archive. The Grecian soldier takes the paperwork from Brigitte and goes through them carefully a few times. At all from the Stasi? Is your neural cloud still running? Yes, I'd be a toaster if I weren't. Then you can't pass. The Vision soldier tosses the paperwork back at Brigitte. No dove with a functional neural cloud can be granted entry. That is the rule. What the fuck kind of rule is that? I'm a Stasi doll who wants to visit the Stasi's archive to store some data. What am I supposed to do? Send another doll with no neural cloud. Or a human who can pass the security checks. Data in my possession are top secret and cannot be passed on to a third party. And my superior certainly hasn't gotten the time to run this kind of errand. That's the Stasi problem. We follow the rules of the White Zone. It just has no choice but to call Jay. But she just can't get through. God damn it, Jay, what are you doing? The Gahesian soldier snickers as he points at the sign on the wall. The sign bears the symbol of a signal interference area. This is a signal interference area. Please go back the way you came. Why you? Ding dong. Before she can even finish the sentence, the soldier has already called the elevator and shoved her inside. Bridget can only go back up to the entrance of the elevator lobby. After finally connecting to the Stasi's intercom, Bridget unleashes her bottled up fury into her communicator. Jay! What? Is there an emergency? The garrison isn't letting me through to get to the archive. Huh? But the request has been approved. What's the reason? The guy said that, according to the rules, those with a functional neural cloud like me aren't permitted entry. He said to send a doll with no neural cloud or a human who can pass the security checks. What kind of rule is that? I've never heard of such nonsense. They're deliberately trying to trip us up. So what am I supposed to do? Give me 15 minutes, I'll be right there. 15 minutes? Why will you have to take so long? What are you doing? Stop asking questions. You didn't get pulled over by the traffic police, did you? Shut up! 15 minutes? Did he actually get pulled up by the traffic police? After spending some time to psych herself up, Brigitte returns to the elevator with a smile. Okay, she's in a good mood at least. The Gahesian soldier walks past Brigitte with a smiling doll in tow. Thomas, is it your shift again today? Second Guard Regiment will join the shift rotation starting tomorrow. The Major General's orderly has asked me to come and fetch something, so please let me pass. Carry on. Bridget plants herself in front of the gate. The smile she is forcing looking incredibly stiff. Hold on. The doll he has with him also has a neural cloud. Why can't she go through? This is a military medical doll, and she's a Stasi doll. What the fuck? No security checks or paperwork for her? She's even still connected to her internet. Are your moves a joke? As far as I know, the internet falls under the Stasi's jurisdiction, doesn't it? You have no right to question our hooves. Your hooves are utterly inconsistent. If you have any misgivings about the hooves, please take it up to your own director. Why do the hooves only apply to me but not that doll? This is unacceptable. If you don't let me through, you can't let her through either. The Gahesian soldier named Thomas frowns. He decides to ignore Bridget entirely and opens the Gahesian special entrance for the so-called military medical doll. Laura, just get in. Yes sir, I will adhere to the rules. While Bridget and the Gahesian soldier are still locked in an argument, Laura quickly goes through the gate. AK-15 watches over the door frame in front of her in silence, while also monitoring her surroundings. The signal transmitter in the door frame hand beeps 4 times. Long, short, long, short. The signal of a successful connection. AK-15 remains on high alert, not daring to let her guard down. Following the Garisian soldier instructions, Laura enters the white zone through the special entrance, successfully bypassing the security checks that she should have undergone. Once she's in, the smile she was wearing vanishes. How ironic, the black zone is under the sun, while the white zone is underground. When she reaches the fork, instead of heading toward the Garisian camp, she makes for the Stasi secret archive. Should I be concerned about who this dove is? After walking through the spacious foyer, the dove arrives at the fourth door on the left wall. The door is unmarked. She activates the ID verification system on the wall. Please confirm your identity. Alright. Dove wastes no time in hacking the verification system without disturbing the peace and quiet. Bardius and the Stasi are much more closely connected than expected. Even the verification systems are compatible. Verified. 60 cm thick alloy door opens, granting her access. Could be really anyone. After entering through the door, she takes a left turn and finds herself looking down a dark and seemingly endless corridor. The space seems to be constructed using some kind of special material that makes it impossible for a regular dove electronic eyes to fully discern the corridor in the dark. Interesting. She takes a tentative step forward. The energy-saving fluorescent lamp overhead comes on silently, illuminating an area of about 1 meter ahead. On the floor, a white strip that is 5 cm wide glows faintly as it reflects the light from above, showing her the way like a line divider on a motorway. The entire corridor seems to be coated in a light absorbing metal. As the dove walks down the corridor, her footsteps echo through the space. The lights come on and go out, one after the other, illuminating her way forward while plunging the space behind her back into darkness. She notices that there are metal doors every few meters on both sides of the corridor, but she makes no attempt to try their door handles. She just keeps going forward while keeping her eyes on the memory card in her hand, until its light changes from blue to white. Visual and sensory interference, and a destination that can only be found with a homing beacon. But she finds herself facing a metal wall instead of a door. Four beeps suddenly sound in her neural cloud. 1 long, 3 short. The agreed signal. Okay, so right now I have to suspect this could be AK-12, but I could be completely wrong. Laura fishes out a handheld mirror from her pocket. From the mirror, she spots 2 red lasers aimed silently at her head and chest from behind. She does a double take. In this corridor with its smooth metal walls, there is no cover whatsoever. Most importantly, the corridor must be defended by countless hidden mechanisms. One careless move and she will unmistakably be shot to pieces. She notices a small depression in the wall with 4 different sized data ports. Pretending she has not noticed the razor wire dots, she slowly raises the memory card and inserts it into one of the ports. The laser dots follow as she moves, never straying from her head and chest. If she were an ordinary human, she would never have noticed them. The light on the memory card flickers for a few seconds until it returns to a static wall. She pulls out the memory card. From her mirror, she can tell that the red laser dots have vanished. Phew, such tight defenses. Thank goodness. She backs off a couple of steps and produces a second memory card from her pocket. She retraces her steps back to the entrance. This time, she goes right and down an identical looking corridor. After walking about a dozen meters, she comes to a stop at an alloy door. And like last time, there is a guard standing in front of the door, waiting silently in the dark. I am here to extract the file pertaining to mission. A very long code. The guard's electronic eyes flash red. After verifying the memory card, the alloy door slides open. Behind the door is a 2,500 square foot server room. Groups of servers are enclosed in glass cabinets, humming softly, their work lights flashing. Interior temperatures 24 Celsius, humidity 45%, all in all a comfortable living environment. So data is stored and accessed in different locations. He walks up to the operation room and inserts the memory card with the red lights into the slot. Server room is pretty unremarkable though. Unremarkable? It seems pretty big and fancy to me. Before she can even finish the thought whoosh, the entire room is suddenly engulfed in a blinding white light. No, the real physical space has simply been replaced with a special digital space. Let's see what information I can extract. And I guess this is their excuse to give us a lot of gameplay. It's just levels happening digitally. So many events did this to, I guess, come up with new maps with cool backgrounds. She waves a hand to summon the command interface and punches in a few lines of code. Several windows with scrolling data appear, then disappear just as promptly. She inputs the authorization code in the final interface, then presses send. Countless streams of information pour out, and in a torrent of zeros and ones, she catches sight of the servers composed of data. This data pattern is pretty much identical to Perdius. Don't tell me Avernus was the provider of the Stasi Intel network. Judging by the German government credibility, they may have been colluding with each other for quite a while. She mutters to herself as she studies the memory card, now in digital form. Now, will I find what I'm after? She quickly inputs a name, Samantha Shaw. Document with over 100 pages appears before her eyes. She's about to make a copy, but then she pauses. She scrolls through the document, rapidly reading all of the information, then closes the interface. Really, no battle in that environment. Okay. The space reverts back to the server room, and the light on the memory card turns from red to green. She ejects it from the slot. Mission accomplished. You still have to walk back to safety. She walks lightly toward the door and prepares to leave. The guard suddenly loads its weapon and aims it at her. Non-mission related query detected. Please present your authorization. Dozens of laser red dots appear on her body all at once. Repeat, unauthorized query detected. Please present your authorization. If no response is given in 600 seconds, you will be fired upon. 600 seconds is more than enough time for her to just walk away. Just saying. Didn't threaten to shoot if she walked away. I demand an explanation. Why am I, a dove working for the Stasi, being treated differently than a military dove? It's our hooves. The two of you have different clearance levels. We're all following the same set of regulations. I believe you are deliberately making things difficult for me. If you have any objections, you should report them to your superiors instead of arguing with me here. Please leave, or I will have to request assistance from my other colleagues. The sudden alarm interrupts the argument. Bridget watches as the blood drains from the soldier's face. Following a series of rapid footsteps, Jay finally arrives at the scene. Oh, Jay is going to be in danger, maybe? I don't know how the fuck to read that. I believe that B looking better is like an S sound. The traffic police are so not understanding. So it really was the traffic police. Bridget, what's the deal with your alarm? I don't know. After answering the emergency call, the Grecian soldier gives Jay and Bridget a somber look. Someone triggered the alarm inside the archive of the Ministry for State Security. Come with me. Huh? Which archive? Could you repeat that? The Stasis archive. By the time the Grecian troops arrive, the medical doll named Laura has already crashed and is unresponsive. Doll info? Laura, military medical doll, 7th Battalion of the Grecian Regiment. Laura? Jay beckons for Bridget, who has drawn her weapon to approach slowly. Clatter. Tidal topples right over. Bridget, stay where you are and keep a lookout. You go up and take a closer look. The Grecian soldier draws closer to the doll, warily and only bends down to inspect her after making sure it's safe. She is crushed, alright. Check carefully. Any unknown signal connections? No, all signals are disconnected. Then her neural cloud was hacked. Someone was controlling her frame. All external signals are blocked within the white zone. We just checked all signal sources within the time window and found no traces of external access. Which means the signal could only have come from within the white zone. It's short-range radio communication. Whoever took control of Laura's frame is less than 300 meters away. Using our location as the center, search the area within a radius of 300 meters. Standing in the square just outside of an office building, N94 looks at the towering quarantine wall in the distance. 12, how are things on your end? 15 is guarding your frame. Your location is still very dangerous. So, I guess I was right, it was AK-12. Also, something that makes me want to go back into the previous events that I skipped is I heard that Beak was on... was it Cartesian Theater? Probably. I heard that she was in some event. And Beak is that one Sangvis Fairy doll that showed up in Isomer for the bike midi game. And to be basically on M16 side. And then she never showed up again. No references at all. But apparently she is back. And I like her. I want to know what she's doing. I found shots file, but armed forces in the area are gathering rapidly. Come and give you some backup. Alright. AK-15 crouches in the corner. Too bad we don't get her mod story until mid-January. For AK-12? Yeah, I think it's very strange that they decided not to release the mod together with the event. But it's Mika. You can never be too surprised at Mika. The K-15 crouches in the corner, waiting for any possible danger to present itself. The dove in front of her slowly opens her eyes. Target acquired. Prepare to withdraw. The K-15 rises to her full height in silence. She is always ready for battle. I should probably read what is like the new skill for AK-12 mod. A large number of armored units are approaching. Cover me. Roger. Yippee, gameplay. Reach the radar node. Where is the radar node? Oh, right there. Then is there any interesting drop? Not really. And all of the enemies seem very mediocre. So shouldn't need Hawk, agency, whatever you call it. I imagine I can pick literally any team and it's going to work. Probably should have deployed another one. I kind of double clicked by mistake. Wait. Oh. I thought there was a pet in there. And I'll just deploy another one, I suppose. Why not? You need to keep in mind these ones highlighted as bosses. Are so weak. Oh my god, they're running. Okay, is there anything else I should keep in mind? There is a helipad in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I think I know what I'm doing. Surely nothing bad is going to happen. I mean, yeah, I probably don't take much more damage than this. Why are they running so fast at the end of the battle? That looks so weird. Welco's voice is so nice. Okay, we got probably more Samantha Shaw documents. Death of an Airman. That's actually a really cool title for her pages. It sounds badass. Samantha Shaw, 2009-2062. In 2034, Petrovskaya was admitted to the Zhukovsky Air Force Engineering Academy. 2037, she obtained a Master of Science degree in Automation and Advanced Medical Engineering. In the same year, she joined the Neo-Soviet military as a technical expert as part of their recruitment program for top students from colleges and universities in relevant disciplines. 2037, Sofia, a confirmed member of the Pandora Anti-Relic organization, was arrested and imprisoned. Petrovskaya went to visit her at the prison. Wasn't Sofia her sister? Good afternoon, professors and fellow students. I am Yekaterina Vasilevna Petrovskaya. As a graduate, now with a degree in automation and advanced mechanical engineering, as well as the valedictorian of my cohort, it is my honor to pass on some of my experiences to my underclassmen. Those who know me know that I prefer spending my time alone in the lab, tinkering with machinery, to making pointless small talk with people. But I can't avoid socializing all the time. Launching a new research project requires funding. So to butter up to my professors, here I am, rumbling and talking your ear off. She might not like small talk, but she seems very charismatic. I was born in Stavropol Krai, place with lots of salt lakes, natural gas and wild animals that shit everywhere. But that did not dampen my love for aircraft. I played with paper planes when I was little, and when I grew up, I wanted to play with real planes. Teachers giving career advice when we're in school are always talking about our prospects, our talents, our dreams. That's our load of proof to me. I didn't come to study at this academy for some noble reason. I'm not a particularly noble person to begin with. I hate studying, it's torture. I only persevered because I knew all this torture would eventually lead to something that brings me joy. I can't imagine myself cooking for people in some hotel kitchen, that's for sure. Speaking of which, there is a clear upside to being in my department. The building is the closest to the cafeteria, so we're always the first to get to the food after class. Attachment 81. Definitely a very different environment. No! Don't give me that long face, I'm not dead yet. You haven't come home in 6 years. We all thought you were dead. Thank goodness you're still around. Mama and Papa must be so proud of you. I hear you hold a military hunt now. Is that true? Then am I causing you any trouble? It doesn't matter, I don't really care where I go. How did you get into this mess? I wasn't coerced, I wasn't deceived, I wasn't brainwashed. I joined them voluntarily. Why? Humans shouldn't mess with relic technology. The toddler shouldn't be given the launch key of the Tsar Bomba. Yeah, I can agree with that. Very much. She has a point. It's too dangerous. If kidnapping Relic Agency personnel isn't dangerous, we have no other choice. Relic Agency? They're just a bunch of crooks profiting under the guise of scientific research. You're such an idiot. I suppose you're right. The Relic Agency won't abandon their research on the relics just because they lost a few people. I know, but I still wanted to do something. It might have been pointless, Katya, but it was the only right thing I could do. That's why you are an idiot. Just you wait, I'll show you the right way to go about it. Katya, what? Ma'am? Your visiting time is up. Please take your leave. Didn't she just join in? I bet she had to go through so much bureaucracy to get the visit. And now it's like 1 minute of talking. And she has to leave. What are you planning to do? You wait and see. I will prove to the world that we don't even need the relic technology. Okay, I need a quick break for toilet. Because the next story chapter is surely going to take a lot of time. What can I keep you occupied with until I come back? Some Life Today, I suppose? There are some I didn't even remember I had. Mainly this one. I like this one, so let's do that. Be right back. Hello. Hello. Okay, can remove that. Check whatever rewards I have. So cold right now. I feel like there is a chance the stream might crash because my power board has been messed up. And right now there are a lot of heaters and AC on. Come on, client, you can do it. client or connection or whatever the problem is. Do I have to reboot the client? Maybe. Okay, no need. EP parts, I can ragecraft more fairies. Farm 3 equipment or fairy enhancements, sure thing. What even do I have interesting to enhance? I suppose the DP12 stuff. God damn it, let me enhance. Fuck it, why not to maximum? Honestly, I want to give her a try. I haven't used her mod yet, can it be calibrated? Probably. Let's ragecraft this. Oh my god, thank you. 3 resource recoveries. Wait, what is that? Isn't it like dismantling stuff? I haven't done my drills yet. Definitely don't want to forget that. God, I'm so low on both data and fragments. I guess I can do that right now. Was it like to like 5 dormitories? Oh, he is advertising his platoon on GF2. Unfortunately, there is not enough space on his message to describe that. Is there anything else I want to do? Check the mail. Collect. Yippee, data. Always nice to get data. Like, what's bad game? Meeting room. Stasi headquarters. Frankfurt. Standing by the window, Jay peers into the distant night sky. His anxiety is making him bubble. Anyway, that's basically what happened. They wouldn't let us take the doll with us. I understand. I'll send Q to take care of the matter. Right. After hanging up, Jay can't help but wonder how he got himself into this mess. I knew I should have never come to Frankfurt. I'm a secret agent. I graduated from my gymnasium in Eberswald at the top 3 of my class. I had to pass more than 30 rounds of practical and psychological assessments to get there. But here I am, dealing with office politics every day. I chose this line of work precisely because I didn't want a desk job. Now, even Shadowless has a more interesting job than I do. Is Shadowless still having a bigger role in the story? I think she was like from... was it Mirror Stage? There was Shadowless and Shadow. I'd better check the balance of my saving accounts when I get home. I wonder how much I've made in interest. Or I could borrow some money from Kay and make a run for it. Someone knocks on the door of the meeting room and comes in without waiting for an answer. Jay knows who it is without having to look. Is it Q? There you are, finally. Go on, tell me how you messed up this time. I really didn't do anything. Maybe not doing anything is how you messed up. Are you trying to start a fight? Fine, let's get down to business. But just so you know, the boss is seriously angry this time. Bridget was tasked with delivering some information to the archive in the White Zone. She got all the paperwork and arrived at the regular staff entrance at a permissible time. That sounds fine so far. But the Grecian soldier on duty refused to let Bridget through, on the grounds that those with a neural cloud are not allowed entry. What happened then? Bridget started arguing with him. During the argument, the soldier even let in a medical doll without running any security checks or looking through her paperwork, and Bridget was right there. Are there any records of this? Sure, you just have to check Bridget neural logs. I arrived shortly after that. As soon as I got there, the alarm sounded. Did you trigger it? Of course not. Since we had no idea what was happening, we both stayed where we were. Hold on. Don't tell me the alarm originated from our top secret archive. Yes. Q loses her cover to reduce her chances of having a stroke then under. Anything taken? Samantha's Shaw file was accessed and hid. Other than that, nothing. Leaning heavily against the table, Q slowly slumps into a chair. She forces herself to unclench her fists, all the while not saying a word. The silence is getting unbearable and Jay finally speaks up. You're not planning to sit until tomorrow morning, are you? She's just frozen. Worst case scenario, I pack my stuff and go. It's not like they will put me in jail because of a file, right? Can you please say something? You're making me nervous. The sign of Jay panicking reminds Q of something that happened long ago, and a smile creeps onto her face. Relax, this meeting room isn't connected to any other room. And we don't have the directors of 1,000 departments having a meeting next door. Mind Frizz, didn't we agree to never bring that up again? I definitely misunderstood your intentions back then. But haven't you embarrassed me enough for that? Or was that not enough revenge for you? Maybe you should just get Romy to sack me and be done with it. I'll just go home and sell Swiss shots. What the fuck is that? Germans, please translate it. Toot, don't be so impatient. I was just thinking how to teach my adorable student one last lesson as a mentor. There's always one last lesson. And after this lesson, there's going to be another last lesson. I'm a formal employee. I don't need a mentor anymore. Hey, it's free advice. In the workplace, you must know how to use a bad situation to your advantage. Huh? Our archive was compromised. How could anything good come out of it? First of all, not only did the Grecian make things difficult for a rule-abiding Stasi agent, they also arbitrarily let an uninspected dove into the Stasi's top secret archive. Right? There aren't any access records in the White Zone network. I suspect it is a short-range radio communication. Secondly, since the perpetrator couldn't do anything about our signal interference, they had to resort to hacking the archive security system via short-range radio signal control. But the region couldn't capture the perpetrator even though they were operating close by, resulting in severe losses for the Stasi. We were also involved in the subsequent manhunt. Finally, I will submit a list of the losses we've suffered to Herr Hoffman. Brigitte Neural Cloud was damaged. 2 agents who took part in the manhunt developed PTSD, and we lost dozens of top-secret documents, including information pertaining to the latest weapon research and development. Go to the press and give them the story, but all the blame on the incompetent Garrison. Tell them that the movements and private information of many important government officials have been stolen, which may result in assassinations perpetrated by extremists. Got it? Has the security of the top secret archive been reinforced? Yes, the region said it already introduced additional security measures and assigned more patrol routes. I don't trust their civ-like security. I'll pressure them into letting our people take over the archive security. You're not entirely stupid after all. Learning something from you always comes at such a great cost. Just goes to show how valuable my tutelage is. Not just anyone could get dozens of Stasi department leaders to know your name in just an hour, you know. He watches as a flustered Jay storms out the door. She doubles checks that all the filled out documents are in order, then stretches in her chair. She pushes down the window open. Dawn is already breaking outside. Drowsy sunlight peeks through layers of heavy clouds, lighting up the dust motes drifting in the air. It's another new day. Kaiserdawn, St. Bartholomew's Frankfurt district, Frankfurt. The high vaulted ceiling supported by pillars of red bricks is lit, up only by the soft candlelights of a chandelier. A priest is conversing with some churchgoers in a hushed tone. AK-12 melts into the shadows and slips quietly into the vast row of seats. You've circled all around all potential threats. No one is following you. Confirmed. The target area is secure. Copy that. You two don't have to hang around outside. Return to the temporary safe house for now. I'm really curious if her mod skill is going to be something to do with this stealth looking thing that she has. Will you be alright on your own? You are very eye-catching. Don't worry, ordinary people can't spot me. AK-12 terminates the call and gets ready to leave. The moment she rises to her feet, someone pushes open the door and enters. It appears to be a weary traveler. Father, please forgive my sins. The priest leads the woman into the confessional. For whatever reason, AK-12 decides to follow her and lingers outside the confessional. Perhaps it's because she isn't pressed for time, or maybe she's intrigued by the expression on the traveler's face. When did you last confess? This is my first ever confession. What troubles you, my child? I was tempted by Mephistopheles. He said to me, my worthy friend, Grey, are of theories, and green alone life's golden tree. What did you do under the devil's influence? I watched someone fall into the rushing river. I stood by and let her drown and get washed away by the currents. Only the Lord has the power to give and take away life. I didn't know what to do. I watched her die. I wanted to save her, but I was also glad for her. Who was she to you? She was my little sister, my one and only little sister. She was born on Halloween, and our mother died on the same day, giving birth to her. All these years, I was torn between loving her and hating her. Have you ever been honest with her about how you felt? We all have our crosses to burn, don't we? As you watched her fall into the water, what were you thinking? She had actually told me beforehand that she wanted to put an end to it all. She left the final decision to you. Yes, but I chose to give up. I chose to side with the devil. The Lord will forgive you and bear your sins for you. AK-12 turns to leave the confessional behind. Before exiting the cathedral, she pauses in front of the votive candle station in the corner. Out of a sudden sense of piety, she lights a candle. Rest in peace. Eiserner Stag, Frankfurt District, Frankfurt. AK-12 stares into the distance while leaning against the railing. Along the wrought iron bridge, this is the first time she has stopped in her tracks to admire the beauty of Frankfurt's nightscape. She really should be heading back to the safe house. After all, walking in the streets of Frankfurt in a frame that even she herself finds repulsive could easily cause civilians to panic. But snow is heavily falling on the surface of the main. It is such an arresting sight that she just has to stop and take a in. She lets out a soft exhale, which sends several snowflakes careening. The last time she got to admire the snow so leisurely was probably the Halloween that seemed so very long ago. As usual, N94 had taken it upon herself to do the household chores after finishing her daily training. At that moment, she was meticulously sweeping up every speck of dust on the floor in the living room. Morning, 94? An odious, smiling face came into view. N94 did her best to ignore the doll, but she haunted her like a ghost and would not leave her alone. Good morning. It's such a fascinating occasion today, so why are you still working? Halloween is a festival dedicated to the spirits of the dead. Humans dress up as ghosts so that the real ghosts can roam the earth more freely. N94 continued to ignore RPK. She glanced at her other two teammates. The stilos here were why she had to keep cleaning the house. RPK-16 slowly circled around AK-12 and AK-15, suddenly coming to a stop behind the latter. Say, do ghosts actually exist? If they do, what are they like? Not a clue. Are you really so bored? I am, so to alleviate my boredom, why don't we play a game of Find the Ghost? No thanks. Shaw has prepared new accessories for you. The list is with me. Look. AK-12 Pro full red deeply. How does the game work? Here are the rules. One among the four of us is a ghost who doesn't share the same objective as the rest of us. We have to find this ghost. How do we do that? We will each receive a word. When it's your turn, give a specific description of the word without actually stating the word. The word received by the ghost is different from the word received by the humans. If you're the ghost, you must try to remain hidden till the very end. If you're human, your objective is to work with your friends to catch the ghost. The doves checked their comms and found out that they had each been sent a word. Where did the words come from? Did you choose them? I don't know what they are either. They're just two random words found within 15's neural cloud. She has the smallest neural cloud capacity among us after all. Now let the game begin. Let's start with you, 94. Me? This is a human. 15? A woman. You guys need to be a bit more specific than that. A brilliant woman. Your turn, 12. If she dies, I will avenge her. Okay. I was suspecting it would be Angie. It's definitely Angie. Every moment that 12 opens her eyes just feels so epic. I think I see where this is going. An enigmatic smile appeared on Alpaca's face. And it's my turn. If she dies, I'll leave one for her. Oh my god, the Alpaca red flags, they just never end. AK-12 was about to see something when the system alarm suddenly started blaring. And here I was planning to spend a happy Halloween with you all. Actually, I want to screenshot something in there and send to someone else. Never mind, better get the move on. Off we go. When Task Force Defy was ready for battle, they walked out into the night of All Hallows Eve, and the unfinished game was never mentioned again. AK-12 redirects her gaze from the drifting snowflakes to the flickering streetlights. Her thoughts are interrupted by the urgent sound of her communicator. Hello, AK-12. We have received information about Shaw. Who is AR-18? I mean, I know very easily how I can find out, I just need to read the previous events. But like, what is her affiliation, what are her goals? That kind of stuff, I don't know anything. Good. Are you still outside the city? Yes, we've run into some problem with our clearance. We're trying to work something out. Halloween is tomorrow. The plan will go according to schedule. Apart from storing your neural backups, can we give you any other form of assistance? That won't be necessary. This is personal business for Task Force Defy. Thank you for the thing you had, Stevens 520 passed on to me. I wish you the best of luck. Much appreciated. AR-18, I'm curious. What do you think of Hume? I would rather not discuss him with others. Why? To talk about someone in depth, one must first know this person well. But I don't know him at all, nor do I particularly want to. No one was more vehemently opposed to Hume ideas than Shaw. She had always adhered to a purely mechanical approach, while Hume took another path. The stance of a Dove's designer has no bearing on the Dove's own stance. Their positions may have been completely at odds with each other, but you and I are now on the same side. Ironic, isn't it? Humans might say it's fate. AK-12 allows herself a small smile. She tilts her face up to the sky, letting the fluttering snowflakes land on her. You now have no guidance from your creator, and you're cut off from the commander. Do you feel lost? I will keep moving forward. What if you're going down a path of destruction? Then I will give my wife to fulfill my duty. Goathaus, Frankfurt District, Frankfurt. The streets are already buzzing with a festive atmosphere by the early morning of Halloween. Storefronts that are usually simple and modest are now adorned with eye-catching jack-o'-lanterns and bat decorations. Fox cobwebs are also strewn up the trees that line the streets. Inside the cafe, patrons sitting across several tables are discussing the latest gossips. Whoa, the famous scientist daughter Samantha Shaw was confirmed dead? They say she was secretly executed by the KGB for treason. That can't be true. This Shaw was KGB's top agent. She apparently took out dozens of Stasi agents and flew herself back to Moscow on a commandeered fighter plane. Seriously? Did she kill them barehanded? Yup, she's a Slav after all. That is a very typical Slav activity, yes, of course. Behind the whispering crowd, a little girl skipping along the street with her backpack checks her watch. The exhibition opening ceremony is only 7 minutes away. Oh no, I'm gonna be late! The little girl hurriedly strides out and dashes toward the god house. The snow on the ground has not completely melted away, and the little girl barely runs a few steps before she slips on half-thawed ice. Ow? Are you alright? A pair of warm hands help the little girl hand up. I'm a little worried who it might be. She looks up and finds herself staring into a beautiful, smiling face. Thank you, Frau. Of course it is, Angie. No, not Angie. But it is kind of Angie. Just call me Emva. I don't know what about the writing made me think it would be her. But there was something. Frau Emva. Seem to be in quite a hurry. Are you rushing somewhere? I'm going to the exhibitionist at the Goethe House. The roads are slippery on snowy days. But don't hate snow just because of that, okay? Okay. Emma waves the girl goodbye with a smile. When she is on her own once again, she rests her right palm against her neck, where she can feel her pulse. Listen, the sound of snowfall is like a heartbeat. Okay, that was just in time because I am going to dinner. I'm going to dinner, I might take like, I don't know, 10 minutes. I will be back then. And I don't know if I will be able to use my microphone when I'm back. But even if I can't, I will just keep going through the story. I want to make some actual progress. Because this is very long. And if I can only stream for like 2 hours a day, then I'm not getting anywhere. No, I guess I'm already halfway through the event, it's not that bad. So... did I get a new Infinity stage? Yes, I did. Anyway, I suppose I will be back. So, thank you all for hanging out. I will type it into the chat. Not chat, the stream. I imagine 10 minutes is enough, maybe a little more. I'll drop it in there, I suppose. Alright, be right back. Hello. I am back with a belly full of chicken. Okay, two things I want to do before resuming the story. I want to check the new grind stage, see if there is any new drop I can get. A more convenient pet for the 4-star. And another thing I was thinking, I was just missing star so much. I need to use star. Whenever the server lets me, of course. Server, client, connection, whatever is the problem. Okay, probably should have run an ad break while I was on dinner. Oh well, too late now. Game, please. How much time should I wait? Let's do it like, I don't know, 30 seconds? 30 seconds if I haven't gotten past this screen, I will reboot the client. Five. 15. Okay, fuck it, I'm rebooting. Black screen, not a very good sign. Why? Do I have to reboot the whole emulator? I think my connection is just behaving weird. So the upload hasn't stopped. But even going through websites, it's not working. So I have two potential fixes. Both of them involve turning down the stream for a few seconds. She's super annoying, but it is just how I have to live life. Connected, secured. Why are you not working? So fucking weird that I upload just fine, but the download is completely gone. Okay, so attempting the first fix, I have to turn off the Wi-Fi on my computer.